Good morning and welcome. It's 2nd of May and it's just after 7 o'clock, so a bit earlier today. We'll start with the Australian dollar, US dollar. We saw a little bit of a move up yesterday. It was sort of half expected. We actually broke through the resistance here on the news that the bank rate was staying the same, and a pretty wishy-washy speech to follow it up. But we're actually coming back down a little bit now, last 4 hours. We broke out of the triangle here, of the trend lines, and we went north a little bit. We're still below the 50, and all the time that this RSI wiggles up and down between the 50 and the 30, it's basically just sideways movement. It is very slightly downward sideways movement, but I really do expect this to break back down later on today, or later on this week. So there you go. Euro, Japanese yen. Let's make that look a bit bigger for us. There you go. Broke out above the resistance. Basically a weak Japanese yen on the news last night. Yeah, we haven't quite broke the trend line yet on the RSI. We're above the 69.1. Would really like to see this come back down. I've got some small positions in here, and I'm not really adding to them or doing anything at the moment until I see a bit of strength in the yen, which should follow through. Euro, US dollar, not a lot happening there. We're between these two support and resistance lines. We're at about the top of the range. We've crossed the trend line on the RSI. We're still below the 69.1, so we're traveling between the 50 and the 69.1, which is sideways movement. Right, so we'll have a look what happens there. Euro, New Zealand dollar. This is a 4-hourly chart. It came down nicely yesterday. It's starting to bounce a little bit back up. There's the daily chart. I did want to get out of these two yesterday and put another trade in at the top here, but it just seemed to be coming down so nicely I left them. So we'll see what happens today, and I might get out of those today. GB AUD. The pound fell yesterday on the election news and the news from the EEC about Brexit. I think it'll probably follow through a bit more. We're expecting a bit of a short on this pair. We'll see how low they can get and look for weakness, and we're going to be buying that pair again. GB USD. This isn't a pair I'd want to trade. I'm long the pound and I'm long the US dollar. It is going up though. It's not crossed the trend line. I know some of you want to go short on it, but it's not me. S&P 500 holding the highs. I think this is in for a crash, but I've said it before, it's not actually getting any higher. I might have a look at the foreign markets a bit later on. AUD CAD. I'm actually surprised in the strength in the Australian dollar, and I've entered another trade here. We'll see how that goes, but I think this should short. Let's just put the chart nicely there. That's better. I think this should short. I'm prepared to stay in the trade. The commitment of traders is short the AUD, and I'm backing that. But if you look at the RSI, you're under the 69.1, between the 50 and the 69.1. If you can hold that, that is just going to be sideways movement, and we should follow through short a bit later on. Silver, well, this has done so well for me over the last few days. It's come down in a lovely straight line down here. You know, it's sort of like textbook lovely. We're below the 30.9. If it can hold below the 30.9, that is going to continue down. USD JPY. The weakness in the Japanese yen is unbelievable. I really wish this would now short. I've hit where I thought it was going to get, the 112, and now I'm just looking for it to go down. USD Mexican peso, yeah, this has come back down. It's broken my trend line. It's below the 50 on the RSI. I really need this to pop back up to show a bit of strength. It's not doing what I want it to do, but the commitment of traders is short the peso, and that's what's keeping me in this trade. USD Canadian dollar, again we're seeing nice green candles. This is going up. It's above the 69.1. It's just crossed the trend line, but as long as it can hold above the 69.1, then this will continue up. Oil, we're sort of in support at the moment. I don't know if it's going to break through. Difficult one. If it pops back up to the mid Bollinger Band, I'm going to short it, but we'll see what happens. No desperate rush to get into it. What I do like about the trade is it's a positive swap, so we'll look at that later on in the week. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for the likes and the subscriptions, much appreciated, and the retweets on Twitter. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye now.